Welcome to another Livewire Sports Media. All right, I swear every time I hear Sheryl Swoopes talk, she gives me a feeling of an old woman that lives with a bunch of cats sitting on her porch, just complaining, growling, sniffing for no damn reason. Sheryl Swoopes had the nerve to go on a podcast and criticize the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark once again. It's We already know, Sheryl Swoopes, you do not like Caitlin Clark. You have a hatred for Caitlin Clark. You're a big fan of Angel Reese. But for you to be a four-time champion, Olympic champion, and one of the best in the game, you really do not know what the hell you're talking about with basketball. You should never be on a podcast talking basketball ever. We already know that you, in your coaching career, you was abusing and been physical um, abuses to your players that got you fired. But your pure hatred for Caitlin Clark, we seen it on full damn display, full display, full display. And yet again, you get on another podcast and talk about Caitlin Clark, where she her team will make the playoff without her, but Angel Reese's team wouldn't make the playoff without her. No, Caitlin Clark team would make the playoff without her, but Angel Reese's team can't. If you look at the record for this team last year, it clearly shows you that the Sky was in the playoffs, and they had Kalia Copper back then, and they had better players back then. They don't have better players. Yeah, they replaced Kalia Copper with Trinity Carter, but Trinity, and then they just traded Marina Mabry. So how much more of them being in the playoffs is going to take? The Fever was 13-27 last year. Didn't sniff the playoffs. They are close to matching 2 games to match that this year, coming back with 15 games left. Caitlin Clark been breaking records since she stepped into the league. She holds 8 records so far. And we all remember that on Gil's Arenas early in the year, Sheryl Swoopes went out, complained, saying that Caitlin Clark took her 6 years to break the record. She shoots 40, 20 shots a game to break the record. Now, we all know that's a bunch of BS, because every time you hear Sheryl Swoopes talk, you can tell it comes from a place of hatred and malice. You know what I'm saying? You can hear it in her voice. You can hear it how she talk. She don't like Caitlin Clark. We already know you a big Angel Reese fan. You go to the games, give a hug. You was at the All-Star games supporting her, where Cheryl Miller was there supporting Caitlin and Angel Reese. She was mad because everybody was giving Caitlin a lot of love at the All-Star game. She just sat up there on the side front row looking disgusted. You know what I'm saying? But then you'll go on some other podcast and say, oh, well, Caitlin Clark is, I'll start her as my all-star. But then you turn around and just talk slick out the side of your damn mouth about Caitlin Clark. Then you get on the podcast and you sit here and say, Katie Lou, and we love Katie Lou, and I'm not going to knock Katie Lou, but she shouldn't be even be thrown in this, saying that Katie Lou is more valuable on the Fever. Is the most valuable player on the Fever. So you saying she's better than Caitlin, she's better than Leah, she's better than Kelsey, she's better than Lexi, she's better than Tammy Finn Bentley, she's better than Alyssa Smith, my bad. So you really will sit here and give us that analogy on that bullshit? Well, I'm going to let y'all listen to what she had to say.
I don't know if Chicago's in the playoffs right now without Angel, right?
Yeah. I can
Is
see it.
Indiana, excuse me, is Indiana in the playoffs right now without Caitlin? I don't.
No.
Well,
Last year,
no.
no.
Well, but they were close, right? But when you look at the overall team, like the pieces that they have, without question, Indiana has better players than Chicago from top to bottom.
She said Indiana has better players, top to bottom, to make the playoffs. You know, if Caitlin Clark was not on this team, they probably wouldn't be. They probably will only win probably about 5 or 6 games without Caitlin Clark. Period. So, what the hell is Sheryl Swoopes talking about? And see, this is the point. First, you had Don Staley. Now you got Sheryl Swoopes coming back to back with this nonsense, this rhetoric. If you don't know basketball, or you don't know how to commentate, or you don't know how to present yourself on a podcast, or you just get on a podcast and just running your mouth, just shut the hell up. Point blank. Period. This is Katie Lou stats right here. She's averaging 5.4 points a game, 2.5 rebounds a game, 1.5 assists, and not even on point 0.3 steals. Not even a steal a game. But she's the most valuable player. And like I said, I'm not gonna beat up on Katie Lou, but I'm just proving a point. This is the stuff that we got to continue to deal with these idiots out here. Sheryl Swoopes is an idiot. She's a buffoon idiot. Just runs her mouth, continue to talk, don't understand nothing about basketball, just always over and over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? And it's just sad. If you don't like Caitlyn, just say you don't like Caitlyn. But don't try to side slick give her praise and then try to like talk down to her in her face. Now, somebody on Twitter say WNBA defended Sheryl Swoopes. The same Sheryl Swoopes who abuse her players, the same people who signal out Caitlin Clark for not vocal enough and lecture us every day that the W is an activist league and we should fight for basic human rights. That is fucking laughable. Because the fact of the matter is, the WNBA jumped all over Caitlin Clark early in the year because she didn't denounce her white privilege. You know what I'm saying? This the same Sheryl Swoopes, again, that abused her players, that got herself fired, but nobody calls it out. This is the same Sheryl Swoopes that was the first person that ever had a Nike deal because of Michael Jordan, and they ain't sure because of her. Michael Jordan helped her get that signature shoe deal, but you haven't did anything since then. All you did since then is just make a mockery of yourself. So people who listen to Sheryl Swoopes on these podcasts should not listen to her at all. Here's another Twitter quote by a Clark Report. Shout out to Clark Report on Twitter, saying that Sheryl Swoopes believe Fever would make the playoff without Caitlin Clark, which is funny. Which is funny. Last year, the Fever did not make the playoff, was 5 games behind the A spot. 5 games behind the A spot, and got the number one pick again. You know what I'm saying? Got the number one pick again for 2 years straight. And could have got the number one pick again if Caitlin Clark game didn't speak volumes to get the team. If Caitlin Clark didn't do the things that Caitlin Clark does for this team, despite the idiotic coaching from Christy Sides, this team probably wouldn't even probably would have won 7 games. Still has 7 games right now. So let's not get it twisted. Sheryl Swoopes talking about, oh, the Fever would have made the playoff without Caitlin Clark. Did they make it last year? I doubt that seriously. This is the thing that we got to deal with these idiots, man. Like I said, a couple of days ago, Don Staley. If it ain't Don Staley, it's Skip Bayless and this idiot here, Sheryl Swoopes. And I used to be a huge Sheryl Swoopes fan. Huge Sheryl Swoopes fan. Now, I can't even defend her. I won't defend her. Because she talk out the side of her neck continuously. Every time. Talk out her neck continuously. Anyway, that's my time. Let me know what you think in the comment section. This is Live Wire Sports Media, and I'm out.